I'm going to be bringing you guys a little Photoshop tutorial. It's actually my first Photoshop tutorial, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to make like thumbnails, like how I make my thumbnails and everything. I think you guys would want to know, maybe if you guys wanted to learn yourself how to make some cool thumbnails, you could just watch this video, but there's plenty of videos out there, so this is not the only one. But let's get started. So basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to put in your dimensions. The width is going to be 1280 and the height is going to be 720. And you're just going to leave the resolution at 72, and you're going to pick this. My computer might be a little bit laggy when I start the screen recording. It usually, that's what it does, but we're going to try to deal with it. So I'm just going to use a darker color for the base. You can use whatever color, but I recommend like a darker color. And then you're just going to fill in the background, so it's going to be like this kind of blue, at least that's what I'm using. Then you're going to double click on this, or you can go down, or you can right click on it and go to blending options. And then I'm going to put an inner shadow on it. I'm going to put the opacity to 100, the distance to 0, and the size all the way up. And it just gives it kind of like a cooler look around the edges. And I'm just going to rasterize that type. And then you're going to create a new layer. And with all these brushes I have, I will leave a download link in the description. It's not my brush pack, it's this other guy named Sesso HQ, and he has a really good brush pack, so I'll leave that link to download in the description. So I have this brush right here. I'm just gonna lower it down to about 1000 pixels, and I'm just gonna zoom out by command like minus or whatever it is on like a normal computer. And then you're gonna want to come over here and you're gonna want to get a white color, and you're just gonna kind of click. Sorry about the lag, let me redo that. Okay, so now when you do that, it's just gonna give it a cool feel. I'm gonna lower the opacity down to about 70, just so it's not as bright. And then you're gonna create a new layer. And then I'm going to go up to this one, and I'm going to put it about the same, and you're just going to kind of click to fill it in. Really sorry about this lag. It never does this like except when I'm recording. So you're just going to kind of do that, and then you're going to put it on overlay, and then put it down to about 70%. Actually, we're going to put it down to about 40. Let me see how that looks. Yeah, that's a lot better. And then I'm gonna get a new brush. I'm gonna use this one, kind of like just a splattery kind of feel. And I'm just gonna kind of go along the edges with it, just make it kind of look cool. Maybe just fill in some spots. And then you're gonna put this on overlay. Oh, it looks cool like that, but you really just want to blend it in. So I'm going to lower it about to 50%, maybe 30. Yeah, see how it just blends in? I might actually put one like right there too. So now you have that. We're almost done with the background. There's going to be like 2 more brushes that we're going to use. Now I'm going to get this hexagon kind of brush. Put that about the same size. Actually, you're going to want this a little bit smaller, so maybe like 500. Yeah, that'd be good. You're just going to want to kind of like do it however you want. You just kind of fill it in, make it look good. Just make it like lined up, like don't make it so they're touching it all. And you're going to want to do that. And that. Okay, so now that you have that, you're going to pretty much do the same thing. Basically the same step over and over, and you're going to lower that to about 30%. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to go down to your bottom layer where the blue color is, and I'm going to put an inner shadow on there again. And I'm going to leave it at 50 and just put the size all the way up and like the distance to 0, so you leave it as 50 opacity. So guys, this is pretty much the background. It's actually a kind of cool background. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to hold command and you're going to click on each one, or control. And then you're just going to pick Command G, and it's going to group them. And I'm just going to name that BG for background. And now I'm gonna create a new layer. So now that we have our background done, I'm gonna get my text now. So I'm just gonna name this. Let me put it up. I don't know why it's that small. Go 140. And you're just gonna type in thumbnail. I usually have different kind of text, but I'm gonna change it. So I'm gonna change this to go up a little bit. I have this text right here, this font called Boris Blackbox Regular. You can go to dafont.com and download a lot of cool fonts there. So now you have that. You just want to type, I'm going to type in tutorial after that, just so there's two different things of text. And usually I have them lined up, so what I'm going to do is I might actually change this to a different font. Center them really quick. I'm actually going to change this back. I'm going to make it this font called Kenyan Coffee. And I'm going to up that to about 220. So now that's in the middle. Sorry about the lag. And then for this, I'm going to just kind of pull it together. And it's going to lock. And it still looks pretty good. Looks like a cool, bold font. Now I'm just going to kind of put it like that. And then now you have this. And put it right in the middle. Right there. So now that you have that, you want to go to your first one, or whatever first text box. I want to put a gradient overlay on it. I'm going to make it a cool, it's going to be a reflected style. So on like the darker color, you want to just lower it like a darker gray and leave that as white. And what you're going to want to do is, it shows like that right now, but then you're going to want to pick reverse and reflected. And it's going to like have that on each side. It's going to look like a cool metal kind of feel. And then you're going to want to go to inner glow and turn the opacity all the way up. Screen is fine, doesn't really matter. Put it on white depending on what color. I'll show you, like, if there's a different color, I'll show you in a minute. And you're just going to kind of put it to about whatever it looks cool to you, and you can do whatever you want. So I'm gonna leave it like right there. And now I'm gonna go to the second one, double click on it, gradient overlay, and I'm gonna use this. It's like a default kind of gradient. I made kind of like this, pretty much the same thing, and so I'll just pick that. And it's a really cool, I think it looks really good with like the blue. And then you're gonna put an inner glow, opacity up, and I know it's white right now, but now what you do is go down here and pick overlay, and it just gives it kind of like a yellow outline, kind of like, it's like the same. So pretty much like on any color, if you put a white inner glow, you can put overlay and it should make it look pretty good. So now that you have that, I'm gonna select both of these, and I'm gonna right click and pick rasterize layer style. That'll rasterize both of them. Make this just a little bit bigger. Okay. Now that you have this, over the middle of this, like right there. Okay, I'm gonna merge these together. So you're just gonna pick merge layers, and I'm just gonna name this text. Okay, so now that you have that, I'm actually gonna put a box behind it that you see in some of my thumbnails. I'm gonna make it a black background, and you're just gonna get your rectangle tool, and you're just gonna kind of make it about the same distance away, like on the edges, about like this, like that. And then I'm gonna rasterize this layer just for now. And I'm gonna put a stroke on it. It's gonna be the outside. I'm gonna put about 8. And down here on fill type, you want to pick gradient. This is at least what I do. and I'm gonna pick this, and it makes, I actually think this gradient right here is a default, like this is the default gradient that's already in here, so I don't think you're gonna have to worry about making that, but it's really easy. You just kind of put the points down, like you can put a point down and then fill in your color. So now that you have that, let me see. No, that looked, I was just making, like, trying to make it look transparent, but it looks really good like that. I'm just gonna rasterize this layer, and for this, I'm just gonna select both of them. This is usually what I do for a lot of them. Let me make this just a little bit bigger now. Okay, center that. You can actually, if you like, are clicked on both of these, you can pick the middle. If it does it. I'm not really sure what it's doing, but I'll just put it in the middle again. And now what you're going to want to do is make sure they're both rasterized, and you're going to go up to Edit, Transform, my bad. Go to Perspective. Sorry about my dog, I don't know what he's barking at. But then you're going to just drag this up, drag this down, and you're going to grab this top point and drag it over to make it look kind of like back. I'll be back in just a minute. Alright, I'm back, guys. And then what you're going to want to do is just drag this out a little bit. You might actually go back up to this point and just make it come in a little more. It's a little too far. And then it actually looks really good like that. So you have this is in the middle right now, and it just gives it a cool perspective and everything. And now I'm going to merge these together. And I'm going to double click on them to blending options, go down to drop shadow, my bad. And you're going to pick the opacity all the way up, turn off use global light, and you're going to put the distance up to about 12 or so. Put the size to about, let's see here, about 20 or so, like 2018. Gives it like a cool feel. And that's pretty basic, like how I make my thumbnails. But if you guys want to know like how to put a sniper in it or whatever, I'm gonna put this size down just a little bit. Put this up in the corner. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna go on the internet, and you're gonna look up DSR PNG or whatever sniper you want. Okay, and you can pick from a lot of these. If I had a thumbnail where it was like me hitting a shot or something, like if it was like this, I could show you how to like cut the DSR out, but that's not really how I make my thumbnails for right now. So I'm just gonna grab this, so it's like reloading, and you're just gonna right click, copy image, go back to Photoshop, and then you can pretty much, you can go up here and pick paste, but yeah, you can Control V, that pastes it right in. I don't know why it wasn't coming in when I did that, but then you can just hold shift to keep the like size of it, just not so it's all like distorted like this or anything. So do that, and then I'm gonna drag this down to the corner about like that. I'm gonna leave this in front of the text, so about like right there, and it just makes it look cooler. You're gonna pick on the sniper. I'm gonna give it a stroke of probably a white color. I'm gonna do a white color and put it on overlay, and then it gives it a cool outline. And then I'm gonna go to Interglow, turn the opacity all the way up, put the size to a decent amount, maybe even all the way up. So all the way up, and I'm gonna put it on overlay. You see how it makes it brighter? I don't really want it to be like that. You can pick a different color, so I can go like to blue, and it'll like give it kind of like a colder look or whatever. And you could go down to like an orange to make it like fit this. I actually might do that. So it just gives it kind of like a cooler effect. And then you want to go to your outer glow, turn that all the way up to opacity, put the size about to around 100, And I'm gonna pick the same like orange, so just around there. Okay, I'm actually gonna go a little bit darker. So like that. And then I'm actually gonna pick overlay. I don't really know, that's just gonna make it green. Move back up to normal. So when you go to normal, it should, there you go. So it like gives it that look. And after you do all this, you're gonna rasterize it. I know it doesn't really look good right now. After you rasterize it, you go down here and you pick like linear light. You can go between all of them to make it look like how you want it to look. So you can do like overlay and it like do that. You can go to different. These probably, I think these, like that actually looks really cool. You just want to like make something, just make it look like it pops. And then you can kind of just go around through all these. That actually looks really cool, but it's actually really bright. I actually might do that, but if you lower the opacity down to maybe 60, that looks really cool. I think that looks really good. And then what you can do is you can create another layer, like right above this. Go to your paintbrush and grab like, this is in the brush pack as well. All these brushes that I'm using down here are in the brush pack. And you can just put this, get a white color, and kind of just splatter it around like up here. Like if you want, you can kind of just splatter around the edges. Really doesn't matter. And then you can make this overlay like that, and then lower the opacity down to about 70 to make it a little bit darker. And that's pretty much it, guys. I'm gonna be bringing you guys a lot more Photoshop tutorials in the future. I think this is really how I make my thumbnails. For this one, I actually put the sniper in. I don't usually put it in because I usually just have like the box fill in like the whole thing. But this is how I just wanted to show you guys in case you were looking forward to making a thumbnail yourself or something like that. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and comment, and actually comment like what other kind of Photoshop tutorials you want to see. Like if you want to see how to make like a banner or a logo or a Twitter header. Actually, I already made a Twitter header that was a speed art, but I can still like do a tutorial on it. Just a bunch of different things that if you guys want to see, I'll be more than happy to do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new here, please be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.